Analyzing the 50% increase in brand engagement across retail, entertainment, and education by 2025. Introduction. The projected 50% increase in brand engagement across retail, entertainment, and education by 2025 is a significant indicator of the evolving landscape of consumer behavior and brand interactions. This report synthesizes insights from various sources underscoring a transformative shift toward a social-first approach, decentralized influence, and cultural relevance, which are key drivers of this anticipated growth in brand engagement. Key trends and insights. 1. Social-first paradigm. The rise of social media as not just a marketing platform but a cultural hub has led to the emergence of the social-first paradigm. Brands like Liquid Death and ELF Cosmetics exemplify this approach, which prioritizes direct consumer engagement over traditional advertising methods. According to Ogilvy, successful brands in 2024 have demonstrated that embracing social-first strategies fosters greater loyalty and brand recognition. This trend is expected to gain momentum in 2025 as brands increasingly recognize that consumer attention is fragmented across various platforms, necessitating a deep understanding of these dynamics. 2. Decentralized influence. The democratization of influence has become a hallmark of modern branding. Consumers are now more engaged with communities and creators who help shape brand narratives. This shift encourages brands to co-create with their audiences, moving away from tightly controlled messaging. Reports indicate that brands that successfully engage with community-driven insights will harness a powerful tool for enhancing brand loyalty and authenticity. 3. Cultural connectivity. Cultural relevance is becoming essential in brand strategies. Brands must adapt their messaging to resonate with current cultural trends to enhance engagement. By creating memory structures that capture attention and foster lasting connections, brands can establish a more profound relationship with consumers. This adaptability will be crucial as cultural landscapes shift rapidly, requiring brands to stay attuned to their audience's evolving expectations. 4. Evolving consumer expectations. Consumer expectations are changing, particularly in retail and entertainment, where interactive and personalized experiences are increasingly sought after. In education, there is a growing demand for engaging content that aligns with diverse learning preferences. Brands are responding by innovating their outreach efforts and developing more immersive experiences tailored to consumer needs. Use cases and data. The success stories of brands like Liquid Death illustrate the effectiveness of social-first strategies. By engaging directly with their audience through social media, these brands have experienced significant increases in consumer loyalty and brand recognition. This trend is indicative of a broader movement where brands leveraging social media creatively can expect to see similar engagement growth. For instance, in 2024, Liquid Death not only captured market share but also fostered a strong community of brand advocates through its unique marketing strategies, which included humor and a distinctive brand voice that resonated with younger consumers. Timeline of events. 2024, brands such as Liquid Death and ELF Cosmetics achieve remarkable success through the adoption of social-first strategies. These successes set the foundation for broader acceptance and implementation of such approaches across various industries. 2025, the anticipated 50% increase in brand engagement is forecasted as brands fully embrace the social-first paradigm, adapt to decentralized influence, and prioritize cultural relevance in their strategies. Common key points. The analysis reveals several common themes across the sources. Necessity for social-first approach. Brands must prioritize social-first strategies to engage effectively with modern consumers. Importance of community engagement. Emphasizing community and decentralized influence is crucial for building brand loyalty and authenticity. Cultural relevance. Brands must integrate cultural trends into their messaging to foster deeper connections with consumers. Differences between sources. While both sources highlight the importance of a social-first approach, there are notable differences in their focus. Ogilvy's report delves into actionable strategies for brands, providing a roadmap for navigating the social-first landscape. In contrast, Robeco's insights offer a broader perspective on consumer trends without specific brand case studies, focusing on overarching patterns in retail, entertainment, and education. Conclusion: the anticipated increase in brand engagement by 2025 is driven by a complex interplay of social dynamics, consumer expectations, and cultural relevance. Brands that successfully navigate these changes, adopting a social-first approach, engaging with decentralized communities, and adapting to cultural trends, are poised to thrive in an increasingly attention-driven economy. As the landscape continues to evolve, the ability to connect authentically with consumers will be the key differentiator for brands seeking sustainable growth and engagement in the years to come. This comprehensive analysis underscores the necessity for brands to evolve their strategies in response to the shifting consumer landscape, setting the stage for transformative engagement in the near future. The analysis of the anticipated 50% increase in brand engagement across retail, entertainment, and education by 2025 reveals several counterintuitive insights that challenge traditional marketing paradigms. Here are the key points. 1. Shift away from traditional advertising. While many brands have historically relied on conventional advertising methods, the rising engagement levels will be more significantly driven by a departure from these methods. This trend suggests that brands can achieve better results not by amplifying their presence through traditional media, but rather by immersing themselves in social-first strategies and engaging with consumers in a more authentic, interactive manner. This counters the expectation that more spending on traditional advertising will directly correlate with increased engagement. 2. Community over brand control. The idea that brands should maintain tight control over their messaging is being challenged. The anticipated growth in brand engagement is intertwined with the concept of decentralized influence, where communities and individual creators are becoming pivotal in shaping brand narratives. This suggests that brands may find greater success by relinquishing some control and allowing their consumers to co-create content and narratives, which might seem counterintuitive to traditional marketing wisdom that emphasizes brand authority and top-down messaging. 3. Cultural relevance as a core strategy. Many brands have historically focused on product features and benefits while neglecting the cultural context in which their consumers operate. However, the predicted increase in engagement indicates that brands must prioritize cultural relevance and adapt their messaging to align with current trends and societal values. This highlights a shift from product-centric marketing to a more holistic approach that considers cultural dynamics, which may contradict the conventional view that product quality alone drives consumer loyalty. 4. Personalization versus mass marketing. With the evolving expectations of consumers, particularly in retail and education, there is a growing demand for personalized experiences. This challenges the effectiveness of mass marketing tactics that have been widely employed. Instead of casting a wide net, brands must focus on tailoring their engagement strategies to meet individual preferences and learning styles. This suggests that a more nuanced approach, contrary to the traditional one-size-fits-all marketing strategy, will be essential for driving engagement. 5. Social media as a brand-building tool. The perception of social media as merely a channel for broadcasting messages is evolving. The anticipated increase in brand engagement signals that social media is becoming a fundamental aspect of brand identity and culture. Brands must transition from viewing social media as just a promotional tool to recognizing it as a critical platform for building relationships and fostering community. This shift may seem counterintuitive to those who view social media primarily as a channel for direct sales and promotions. 6. Long-term engagement over short-term sales. The focus on immediate sales conversions has long been a staple of marketing strategies. However, the projected rise in engagement suggests that brands should prioritize building long-term relationships with consumers instead. This counterintuitive shift emphasizes the importance of nurturing consumer loyalty and brand affinity over time. rather than solely concentrating on short-term financial gains. 7. Data-driven insights versus intuition. While data analytics has become crucial in understanding consumer behavior, the increasing importance of cultural relevance and community engagement suggests that qualitative insights may play a more significant role than previously thought. This challenges the notion that quantitative data alone should drive marketing strategies. Brands must balance data-driven insights with an understanding of cultural narratives and consumer sentiments, which may require a more intuitive and empathetic approach. 8. The role of creators as brand advocates. The rise of decentralized influence emphasizes the role of content creators and influencers in brand engagement. Instead of relying solely on traditional advertising, brands are encouraged to collaborate with these creators who resonate with their target audiences. This might seem counterintuitive to brands that have relied on celebrity endorsements or in-house marketing teams, as it requires a shift towards grassroots marketing strategies that prioritize authenticity and relatability. In conclusion, the expected 50% increase in brand engagement by 2025 is dictated by a complex interplay of consumer expectations, cultural relevance, and the evolving media landscape. Brands that adapt to these changes by embracing community-driven strategies, prioritizing cultural insights, and fostering authentic connections with consumers will likely thrive in this new landscape. The counterintuitive insights challenge traditional marketing approaches and highlight the necessity of a more nuanced understanding of consumer dynamics in an increasingly interconnected world. The report analyzing the anticipated 50% increase in brand engagement across retail, entertainment, and education by 2025 introduces several key trends and insights that are crucial for brands looking to thrive in a rapidly changing consumer landscape. While many aspects of the report are highlighted, several important elements may be overlooked by readers. Here's an exploration of these elements and their significance. 1. The shift from traditional advertising. One of the most important yet often overlooked points is the complete shift from traditional advertising to a social-first paradigm. Brands like Liquid Death and ELF Cosmetics exemplify this transition. Traditional media advertising is losing its effectiveness as consumers become more fragmented and selective about their media consumption. This shift signifies that brands must not only engage through social media but also fundamentally rethink their entire brand building strategies. Significance. The importance of this shift lies in the fact that brands that cling to outdated advertising models risk losing relevance. The success of social-first brands demonstrates that understanding consumer interactions in social contexts is now essential. This requires brands to engage authentically and creatively, fostering a genuine connection with their audience. 2. Community and creator influence. The rise of decentralized influence, where communities and creators shape brand narratives, is a critical trend that deserves more attention. The report highlights that brands must learn to co-create with their audiences instead of controlling their messaging tightly. Significance. This trend emphasizes a move towards democratization in branding. Brands that can harness community insights and collaborate with creators are likely to see higher engagement. This approach not only fosters brand loyalty but also encourages consumers to feel a sense of ownership over the brand narrative, leading to stronger emotional ties. 3. Cultural relevance as a key driver. Cultural connectivity is another crucial aspect that can easily be overlooked. The report stresses the importance of brands adapting their messaging to resonate with current cultural trends. This goes beyond mere marketing tactics. It requires a deep understanding of cultural contexts and consumer sentiments. Significance. Brands that can align their messaging with cultural movements or social issues stand to create more profound connections with their audiences. This aligns brand values with consumer values, fostering loyalty and driving engagement. Ignoring cultural relevance risks alienating consumers who seek brands that reflect their beliefs and experiences. 4. Evolving consumer expectations. The report suggests that the anticipated increase in engagement is a reflection of changing consumer expectations, particularly in retail and education. Consumers are increasingly seeking interactive, personalized experiences. In education, for instance, there is a demand for engaging content that fits various learning preferences. Significance: understanding these evolving expectations is vital for brands aiming to innovate. Brands that invest in creating personalized experiences or interactive content will not only enhance engagement but also differentiate themselves in a crowded marketplace. This adaptability is essential for long-term sustainability. 5. The role of memory structures. While the report mentions the need for brands to create memory structures, this concept is often glossed over. Memory structures refer to the frameworks that help consumers recall brand messages and experiences. Effective memory structures contribute to brand recognition and loyalty. Significance: developing robust memory structures is crucial for brands in an attention-driven economy. Brands must consider how to make their messaging memorable and impactful, ensuring they remain top of mind for consumers amidst the overwhelming noise of social media. This requires innovation in storytelling and creative content delivery. 6. Actionable strategies and implementation. The report emphasizes actionable strategies for brands to harness these insights, yet the complexity of implementation can be understated. Brands must not only understand these trends but also develop concrete strategies to apply them effectively. Significance: the difference between awareness and action is significant. Brands that fail to translate insights into actionable strategies risk stagnation. It's imperative for brands to invest in training resources and tools that facilitate this transition into a social-first approach, ensuring they can adapt quickly to changing dynamics. 7. Interconnectedness across sectors. The report's focus on the interconnectedness of retail, entertainment, and education may not be fully appreciated. These sectors are increasingly influencing one another, with consumer behaviors and expectations crossing traditional boundaries. Significance: understanding this interconnectedness allows brands to leverage insights from other sectors to enhance their strategies. For example, a retail brand can learn from the entertainment industry about engaging storytelling, while an educational entity might adopt retail techniques to improve consumer engagement. This cross-pollination can lead to innovative practices that drive engagement. Conclusion: the anticipated 50% increase in brand engagement by 2025 is not merely a statistic. It reflects profound changes in consumer behavior, media consumption, and cultural dynamics. Brands must adapt to these changes by embracing a social-first approach, recognizing the importance of community influence, cultural relevance, and evolving consumer expectations. By focusing on these often overlooked aspects, brands can position themselves for sustainable growth and success in an increasingly complex landscape. The significance of these trends lies in their potential to transform how brands engage with their audiences, ensuring relevance and connection in a rapidly evolving marketplace. 1. Social-first paradigm. The shift towards a social-first approach is pivotal in driving brand engagement across sectors. This strategy emphasizes direct consumer interaction on social platforms, acknowledging the fragmentation of attention in today's media landscape. Brands like Liquid Death and ELF Cosmetics exemplify how prioritizing social engagement fosters loyalty and enhances brand visibility. The implication is that brands must evolve from traditional advertising models to a more dynamic conversational approach that aligns with consumer behaviors. 2. Decentralized influence. The trend of decentralized influence highlights the growing importance of community-driven narratives in shaping brand identity. Brands must recognize the power of creators and communities, allowing for co-creation and collaborative messaging. This shift requires brands to be more adaptable and culturally aware, leveraging insights from their audiences to formulate authentic connections. The move away from tightly controlled messaging toward more inclusive strategies reflects changing consumer expectations and the desire for brands to resonate more deeply with their audiences. 3. Cultural connectivity. The integration of cultural relevance into brand strategies is essential for fostering engagement. Brands must not only capture attention but also create meaningful connections by aligning their messaging with current cultural trends. This involves understanding and responding to the cultural landscape, ensuring that brand narratives are not only timely but also resonate on a personal level with consumers. By creating effective memory structures, brands can enhance recall and loyalty, further driving engagement. 4. Evolving consumer expectations. As consumer preferences shift towards more interactive and personalized experiences, brands in retail, entertainment, and education must innovate their engagement strategies. In retail and entertainment, there's a clear demand for immersive experiences, while in education, engaging content that caters to diverse learning preferences is crucial. This evolution reflects a broader trend in consumer behavior where engagement is no longer passive. Instead, consumers seek active participation and connection with brands, compelling companies to rethink their outreach efforts. These 4 points provide a comprehensive framework for understanding the anticipated 50% increase in brand engagement by 2025, highlighting the need for brands to adapt to a rapidly changing landscape characterized by social dynamics, cultural relevance, and evolving consumer expectations. 1. The rise of Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaign 2011 to 2014. The Share a Coke campaign marked a significant shift in Coca-Cola's marketing strategy, focusing on personalization and consumer engagement. By replacing its iconic logo with popular names on bottles, Coca-Cola encouraged consumers to find bottles with their names, share them on social media, and engage with the brand in a personal way. This social-first approach led to a substantial increase in brand engagement, with a reported 500,000 tweets using the campaign hashtag and a significant boost in sales. The campaign's success demonstrated how brands could leverage personalization and social media to create a deep connection with consumers, similar to the anticipated trends in engagement by 2025. 2. Nike's Just Do It campaign and athlete collaborations 1988 present. Nike's Just Do It campaign is a hallmark of effective brand engagement that has persisted for decades. By aligning itself with athletes and creating powerful narratives around their journeys, Nike has consistently engaged consumers emotionally. The brand's collaborations with social media influencers and athletes on platforms like Instagram and TikTok have further enhanced its engagement strategy. This approach mirrors the expected increase in brand engagement across sectors. As Nike effectively uses decentralized influence and cultural connectivity to resonate with diverse audiences, adapting its messaging to current cultural trends. 3. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge 2014. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge became a viral phenomenon that significantly increased awareness and engagement for the ALS Association. Participants shared videos of themselves pouring ice water over their heads, tagging friends to do the same and donating to ALS research. This grassroots community-driven engagement exemplified the power of decentralized influence, where individuals became champions for the cause. The challenge raised over $115 million in a short period and created lasting connections between the ALS Association and the public. This case highlights the potential for brands and organizations to harness community engagement and social-first strategies to drive significant increases in awareness and participation, paralleling the expected trends in brand engagement by 2025. The projected 50% increase in brand engagement across retail, entertainment, and education by 2025 is a reflection of transformative changes in consumer behavior and the media landscape. This increase is anticipated due to several interconnected trends that brands must embrace to thrive in an evolving marketplace. Key trends shaping brand engagement. 1. Social-first approach. The rise of social media as a primary communication channel signifies a shift away from traditional advertising. Brands like Liquid Death and ELF Cosmetics exemplify successful social-first strategies which focus on engaging consumers directly through social platforms. This approach allows for real-time interaction and fosters community building, crucial for capturing fragmented consumer attention. 2. Decentralized influence. The power dynamics of brand narratives are shifting towards decentralized influence, where communities and content creators have a significant impact on brand perception. Brands need to co-create content with their audiences, thereby fostering a sense of ownership and loyalty among consumers. This decentralized approach enables brands to be more agile and responsive to cultural shifts. 3. Cultural relevance. To enhance engagement, brands must integrate cultural insights into their strategies. Understanding and adapting to current cultural trends allows brands to resonate more deeply with their audiences. This cultural connectivity can manifest in campaigns that speak to shared values and experiences, thus creating stronger emotional bonds with consumers. 4. Evolving consumer expectations. Consumers are increasingly seeking interactive and personalized experiences. In retail, this translates to immersive shopping experiences. In entertainment, it means content that is engaging and participatory, and in education, there is a push for more interactive and relevant learning materials. Brands that innovate to meet these expectations will likely see higher levels of engagement. Implications for brands. Adaptability. Brands need to be agile and responsive to the fast-changing landscape of consumer preferences and technological advancements. This requires a willingness to experiment with new formats and platforms to engage consumers effectively. Community engagement. Building and nurturing community relationships is essential. Brands should prioritize authentic interactions and feedback loops, allowing consumers to shape the narrative around the brand. Cultural literacy. Brands must invest in understanding the cultural contexts in which they operate. This means not only staying current with trends but also being proactive in shaping conversations that matter to their audiences. Use cases and data. The success stories of brands like Liquid Death and ELF Cosmetics highlight the effectiveness of a social-first strategy. These brands have seen substantial growth in consumer loyalty and engagement by directly involving their audiences in the brand conversation. This demonstrates the potential for dramatic engagement increases when brands leverage social platforms as interactive spaces rather than mere advertising channels. Future timeline. 2024. Brands that have adopted social-first strategies are likely to see significant successes, paving the way for broader shifts in 2025. 2025. The anticipated 50% increase in brand engagement is expected as brands fully embrace and implement social-first paradigms, incorporate decentralized influence, and prioritize cultural relevance in their strategies. Conclusion. The projected increase in brand engagement by 2025 is driven by a complex interplay of social dynamics, consumer expectations, and cultural relevance. Brands that successfully navigate these changes, by embracing a social-first approach, fostering community engagement, and maintaining cultural literacy, are poised to thrive in an increasingly attention-driven economy. As the landscape continues to evolve, those who remain adaptable and responsive will not only meet consumer demands but also shape the future of brand engagement.